Hey guys, part number 2, continuing Sadhguru with youth.
Are going to be seriously disappointed because machine learning is coming. There will be… if you are a PhD in something, your phone will know more than the PhD. So, this pretense of having memory, pretending that memory is intelligence, has to go. Now, young and old is just a question of the burden of memory that you carry. You don't know how to carry your memory. See, we must understand this. People are not suffering their life. They are suffering two most fantastic faculties that we have, that only we have, no other creature on this planet has. One is a vivid sense of memory and a fantastic sense of imagination. So, this is all people are suffering. What happened 10 days ago, you're suffering. What may happen day after tomorrow, you already suffer. You are not suffering life, you are suffering your memory and your intelligence. When are you going to learn to handle this? Is 25 too early, you think?
Exactly.
No. You must figure it out as quickly as possible, how to handle my memory and my imagination to my benefit. If you don't know this, 25 or 55 or 65, you'll be still the same. Because 60-year-old people think they have a right to worry themselves to death. You don't have to worry yourself to death, death will anyway come. I'm saying there's no need to work for it.
I'm sorry, I'm just going to budge in here. You've said that, death is going to come.
No, I didn't say that, it comes anyway.
It comes anyway. That's like that. It's going to come anyway. I'm not saying you said so it's coming, but it's going to come anyway.
Just that most people think other people die. No, you and me will die.
But then, is that the thought you have when you are speeding in a car at Siachen? Or on a bike, sorry, not in a car. When you are being the rider that you are, standing on your bike and you are going through like snow-clad, hilly, dangerous regions. What is the thought in your mind? I want to know that.
Oh, generally I have no thought in my mind. This is a very important thing, that people think thought is a big thing. Thought is not the biggest thing in your life. Thought is just recycling of the data that you already have, nothing new happens in it. So if you want to recycle your trash can, you can go on doing it, but the important thing about life is you have enhanced your sense of perception, that constantly you're drinking more life. No, I mean not the other things, okay? I mean life. You're drinking in more life all the time, so where is the room for thought? So about speed, speed is not for me, people think, is it your adrenaline? I have no adrenaline. Actually, as I get faster and faster, I become absolutely cool. And my right leg is always heavy when I sit in a car, so…
Oh my God.
The speed is not about adrenaline, speed is about competence.
Yes, exactly.
If there is no competence, it's just adrenaline, you may kill yourself or somebody else. It's very important, it is a question of competence. So, is death on your mind? This is one thing I have done. Not for a moment I ever forget that I am mortal. I always know I could fall dead right now. Because of this, if you know that it's a brief amount of time that you have in this world, you would live totally, isn't it? A whole lot of people think they're immortal, that's their only problem. That's why they're postponing their joy and their wonderful nature to tomorrow. They think they can do it tomorrow.
So if there's no adrenaline when you're driving fast or riding fast, what is the main purpose of going fast? As a human being, we do things like swimming, jumping, climbing, because we love the drug which is being produced inside our head, right? So what is the whole purpose of going fast?
The whole purpose of going fast is just this.
To explore.
There is something in a human being, ultimately in this world, in human society, among the monkeys, among the lizards, among everybody, ultimately the only thing that is valued is competence in their world.
Competence.
Wherever they are. So, like driving at a certain speed through difficult terrain is more a test of yourself. Whether you can do it or not is the question. And just to get to that edge all the time, if you get adrenaline, you will not go very far.
Yes, exactly.
Because your competence will go away.
What do you enjoy when you drive fast?
I don't enjoy anything in particular, I just made sure all the time I'm joyful, I do whatever the hell I can.
Do you see what I meant by, he's so chill in life?
I thought I'm hot.
You're hot. Pretty much. Listen, I'll give him that in that outfit. I'm going to give him that. But in life, I feel like being hot-headed it's not something you are. You're more chill. You're more relaxed.
Getting old goals.
Huh?
This is my getting old goals.
Getting old goals.
And as hot.
And as chill as possible.
Everyone has a different adrenaline. That's what I'm saying. The reason I drive fast.
This is a very generational thing. When we were growing up, if we saw something really nice, we saw, oh man, it's hot. Now you're saying it's cool. I think it's because of the global warming maybe. Everything else is hot.
See, I was saying like the reason I drive fast and is not to get adrenaline rush, is so that I can get on time and get the Dombivli local, bro. So everyone has a different reason of it.
City boy,
Sadhguru, my second question for you would be, on a more funner side, since we're taking it up our stride. We know that when you were a child, you were a very quiet child. You didn't speak much, but your teachers say that they looked at you and they knew you were always up to some mischief. Also, there's a lot of very...
Most of the time they didn't see me because I was not in the class.
Whenever they did. Whenever they did.
Probably in the canteen, like.
In the canteen or wherever it was. So how were you?
I went much further.
Yes, we would like to know about how further that was.
Oh.
We want to hear a story from then. We would love to know that.
Just yesterday, two of my teachers who were in high school, in the demonstration school in Mysore, the regional school of education, they came to visit our yoga center. So now they were all overwhelmed seeing the center and the work that's happening. So they were asking me, the one teacher did not remember my face or anything about me. I said, that's because ma'am you were teaching algebra and I never was there. So it's not your fault that you don't remember me. So how further? Should I expose myself like this in front of…
We would love to know.
We would love to know.
We want to know.
See, for me, I found everything… Fortunately, the school was located in a place where there was a whole lot of nature, there was a lake close by and forest and everything. So for me, I got so engaged with those things. If you want to know my first venture, they put me to school at the age of 3.5. I was 3.5 years old and they put me to school because I was kind of spilling out of the house a bit. So this maid holds me by the hand and takes me and leaves me in the school. After a few days I resisted that she can't hold my hand and take me to the class. So I made a deal with her, you have to leave me near the gate. So she left me at the gate and of course I did not go into the school. I found the Grand Canyon, really. And I explored life and it was so fantastic. Over 3 months passed like this and somehow they discovered I have not been going to school for 3.5 months. But the worst thing they did was, when I came home, they were all accusing me, you have been playing in the gutter. They reduced a Grand Canyon into a gutter. So in my experience, it was like a Grand Canyon. I collected a whole lot of species. Maybe, I don't know, I was working for a biology PhD or something, but they made all that into trash and said you are playing in the gutter.
I thought I was the youngest guy to bunk, like I bunked school in 6th standard, but then no comparison. 3.5 years old, no one can beat that.
Also, speaking of schooling and parents and careers, right now we're in an age where there's so many different offbeat careers coming up. As YouTubers, we get this question all the time. How did you talk to your parents about it? How do we convince our parents about this really new career that we have? I want to ask you, if you had to convince your parents and tell them that this is what you… how did that discussion go? Did that happen where you had to sit them down and tell them that this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life?
I want to do YouTube now, like did that happen with you too?
What?
Doing YouTube right now, like he's into YouTube, that's why.
Well, not everybody can be convinced about everything, okay? Some things are just done. So, just to give you an example, when I passed my 12th standard, at that time it was called PUC. After that I decided I will educate myself, I don't want to go to college. This is a family where everybody is educated, not going to college is like sacrilege. At least today there is a little more